taking the quiz number 3 over scientific method, controls and variables, dichotomous key, and kinetic and potential energy. Question number 1. What is the correct order of the steps in the scientific method? A. Ask a question, make a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, draw conclusions, analyze results, communicate results. B. Ask a question, make a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, analyze the results, draw conclusions, communicate results. C. Ask a question, analyze results, make a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, draw conclusions, communicate results. D. Make a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, analyze the results, ask a question, draw conclusions, communicate results. Select the letter for the correct order of the steps of the scientific method. Number 2. Which question would be the best testable scientific question? Is it A. How long ago did dinosaurs live on the earth? B. Does the amount of salt in water affect the temperature at which it boils? C. Who made the first microscope? Or D. How many giraffes live in Africa? Which question would be the best testable scientific question? Number 3. A series of steps designed to help you solve problems and answer questions. Is it A. Observation, B. Hypothesis, C. Scientific method, or D. Experiment? A series of steps designed to help you solve problems and answer questions. Number 4. In an experiment, the one variable that is changed is called the blank. Is it A. Experimental variable, B. Controlled variable, C. Independent variable, or D. Dependent variable? In an experiment, the one variable that is changed is called the blank. Number 5. In an experiment, the factor that we measure is called the blank. Is it A. Independent variable, B. Dependent variable, or C. Control variable? What is the factor that we measure in an experiment? Number 6. A scientist hypothesizes that the temperature at which an alligator's egg is incubated will determine whether the alligator will be male or female. The independent variable is A. The male alligators, B. The temperature, C. The gender of the alligator, or D. The incubator. We need the independent variable of the scientist's hypothesis. Number 7. A scientist conducted an experiment to determine how the amount of salt in a body of water affects the number of plants that can live in the water. In this experiment, the dependent variable is A. The number of plants in the water, B. The temperature of the water, C. The water, or D. The amount of salt. We're looking for the dependent variable. Number 8. All the things in an experiment that must be the same to make it fair are called A. Controlled variables or constants, B. Independent variables, or C. Dependent variables. What are all of the things that are kept the same in the experiment? Number 9. Joe wants to find the volume of a marble. He read that he could find the volume of an irregular shape by placing it in a graduated cylinder with water. Using the image given, what is the volume of Joe's marble? Is it A. 10 centimeters cubed, B. 25 centimeters cubed, C. 40 centimeters cubed, or D. 65 centimeters cubed? If you use the image, what is the volume of Joe's marble? Number 10. Study the dichotomous key given. Members of which group have no nucleus? Is it A. Prokaryote domains, B. Kingdom Protista, C, kingdom plantae, D, kingdom fungi. That is, which members are in a group that have no nucleus. The following section is matching. Read the words and the definitions and select the correct letter to go with each word. Number 11 is hypothesis. Number 12 is conclusion. Number 13 is problem. Number 14 is experiment. The choices for definitions are A, what you will be solving by experimenting, stated as a question. Letter B is A, detailed list of steps or procedures used to test a hypothesis. Letter C, an educated guess to what the results of the question will be. And D, explaining what was found through data collection. Again, you will match the letter with the word. Number 15. Jill is playing baseball. As she tosses the ball in the air, she observes the ball move up and fall back down. Which letter from the baseball picture represents a point where potential energy is converting to kinetic energy? Is it A, which is A, B, C, or D?